We are back here with Greg Boser, a.k.a. Web Guerrilla. Appreciate you taking time to be with us today, Greg.
Pleasure to be here.
So we're going to talk a little bit. Greg's one of the most well-known SEOs in the business today, longtime speaker on search engine strategies, conference tour, moderate Webmaster World for 3-4 years. And
the good old days.
Oh, boy. It's surprising how we get reminisce about 3-4 years ago.
It's amazing you're still doing it. That's a lot of work. A lot of work. Very impressive that
Appreciate
you
it.
stuck it out and run that site like that. All those people. I have a little private forum with 5 people in it, and I hate them all. They drive me nuts. It's just like,
try with a few thousand a day. So what's going on these days with Web Guerrilla? I hear we have a scoop here about the name.
Well, we've been real busy. We've been kind of off the radar a little bit. I kind of did a 3.5 month unplugged thing. No blogs, which is evident if you went to my site because I haven't blogged since April. But we've been doing a lot of work, platform development on WordPress stuff, customized solutions for companies, and we're getting a lot more into that area as far as helping clients managing content, bundled with SEO and everything too. But so we are going to retire the name as far as doing business as Web Guerrilla LLC, still our master company that will own all our properties. But sometime mid-September we'll be relaunching as Three Dog Media.
Excellent. So,
trying to get, people can't spell gorilla. It's 2 R's, 2 L's, the monkey, not the terrorist. But even when I say that, I can't tell you how many people I'll walk into a conference like, why didn't you email me back? Well, the reason is I don't own Web Guerrilla with 1 R. Some domain poacher does, and he won't sell it to me. And so the email doesn't even bounce.
Right.
It just disappears in a black hole. And when I made the name, I didn't. I actually had a copy of Jay Levinson's book on my desk, and I went, "Wow, big fan of his," And I just spelt it and registered the domain based on how it was spelled in the book.
Right. Yeah.
2 R's and 2 L's, and didn't realize that the 1 R misspelling is almost, it's as acceptable pretty much, even New York Times. So Web Guerrilla with 1 R has like a page rank 4. And they're all articles where people are referencing me or talking about me and they misspell it. So we're going to just roll out a new thing, and we're getting in to do a lot of new kind of stuff. We're pretty excited about it.
Cool. Actually, that brings up a good point that you've done a lot with the name being confusing. Having brand confusion over it. You don't necessarily have a big-time site at all.
No.
A leading site.
No. Isn't that great? I've been lazy that way. We
always hear all this crap about good SEOs should have top ranking under search engine promotion.
I disagree. It's 2 points. Back in the day, I just felt that showing up on that radar screen was a dumb thing to do. And the other thing for me is I found that clients that came through that avenue, and this was different back when we started, right? Late 90s kind of thing. I wanted to get away from the educational sales pitch as soon as I could in my career, because that was the hardest thing. All the new young dudes coming up, they don't get it. They got Sempo trying to make them say, it's like we didn't do that. We had to go out, and before you could even talk about money, you had to convince them, explain what it was, search marketing, and why they would benefit. Nobody knew. Nobody had a clue. There was no Google. It wasn't what it is today. It was a lot of work. I wanted to get past that as quick as possible, and I just found that all of our work comes primarily through the referral network and people, and I always joke is I get all my work from people I've had a beer with. Really, for me, that's how it works. People that call Danny, and he refers people, and that's, I just built that network, and so I don't have to have a site. It works. It works for me. It works great because if somebody calls me, they're very educated on search. They've either seen me speak or they're coming from somebody that I know and respect, and so the level of client that we deal with as far as an educational standpoint is a lot higher. And for me, that works really well. If I have to explain to them what PPC is, if I can't use the acronyms of our industry, like SERP,
right,
which you invented, right, words like that. If I can't talk like that and have them understand what I'm saying, then it's not a match.
Right.
So
you've done great with that, though.
There's different ways to skin a cat, And the other one's and here's the whole thing is, a lot of the guys that are out there putting all that time in, and you know, when I started, it was iSearch. Even before you launched your forum and everything, and there was 20 of us hanging out there. It only came out once a week. So nobody knew really how much time you spent writing posts that made you sound like you're brilliant and you had a lot of clients, but you really didn't because nobody did.
Right.
And it's just funny to me to watch. When I read these blog posts, I'm like, wow, did you guys ever work? I don't know. Now, I'm not the greatest typist, so I'm a little slower than everybody else, but I'm just wondering, like, when do you guys actually do what you're talking about? Because I don't see it in a regular workday. So there's a lot of chest pounding going on.
Oh. A lot of overkill.
That's the age we live in. That's all right.
Well, what do you think are some of the bigger industry trends? What has been kind of the buzz this year? It seems like kind of big changes going on, undertow going on here.
Yeah, you know, it's hard to say. For me personally, what the biggest change for me is that I've accepted the Google domination. I was very bitter about that for a long time. You know, I won't do it. But really, they make cool stuff, and you know, I just switched to Google Desktop and things like that because the Microsoft one just sucks. And I finally admit it really sucks. It doesn't work, and unfortunately for the industry, everybody's getting like that Gmail, Google Analytics. It's not the best analytic thing, but it's easy. It's right there. It's part of your account. So that's kind of in the big picture, it's kind of a sad thing because I don't see them losing market share anytime soon. It's just going to grow and grow and grow. From an industry standpoint, that's not healthy, I don't think, to have one company control it all. But that's the road we're going to. I think you're going to see a lot of people this year bail out on the blogging thing, back down a little bit because it's a lot of work. And when you set the bar that high, like posting some of these guys, it's like, really, then that gets to become the expected norm. And you know what? For me personally, just run out of stuff to say of any meaning about our industry. I love it to death. I couldn't ask for a better job or career, but in the big picture, when we launch our new site and WebGrill goes away, I'm going to start a personal blog, Boser.com. If you type that in now, you'll go to Google because they don't protect their DNS very well. But yeah, that's what you should put up there. But when we launch that, you know, it's gonna. I'm definitely gonna blog about search on it too. But I'm gonna blog about whatever, you know, just more of a
personal
Matt Cutts kind of blog.
you gonna use Matt's template like it seems to be the norm these days when you start a blog?
I actually got something custom done, kind of. Yeah, that template's got to go. Pretty sure you can afford to pay somebody.
You'd think he knows a few developers. So.